Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the others of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. That is feeding the flock through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also as well, Shalom to the hopefully elect as well. Let's continue to labor in this work and also do labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth, sincerity, and also in all charity. Now, it's going to be a quick impromptu video. I'm going to title this video as The Art of War, Know Your Enemy. Okay, which, this is through inspiration of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in which, concerning Esau, Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. He's been identified on who he really is. He's been running away from his nationality for so long, to the point to where even he himself has deceived himself, because, that's, when it comes to deception, one of the first steps to deception is to convince yourself of something. So this man, what he has done, he's convinced himself that, that he's not Esau, Edom. So that's why he denies it so much, or he denies his nationality so much, to the point to where he's even deceived himself. Okay, and not only that, but this scriptures also tells you that he's a fugitive. And a fugitive, when he's running away from the authorities, from a authoritative figure, what he does is change his identity. Okay, and this man throughout the years has changed his identity to the point to where, it's been a mystery for so long for who he really is. Okay, but now through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he's been identified on who he really is, and now judgment is being passed out for him. Okay, but since we identified him, now we know about his true nature. Okay, because the scriptures speak about the kind of man that he is. All right. So if it speaks about a particular nation who operates under the shroud of secrecy and deception, and once you find out, who they really are, the jig is up. The game is over. And Esau knows this. He knows that if he's identified, then that's the end of his reign. Okay? And that's what you're seeing right now. Now you're witnessing the downfall of our enemies. Okay? In which the scriptures tell you that, this man is your enemy. Okay? And if you read through a particular precept, which is Sirach, the 12th chapter, it tells you the demeanor and the opposite, or should I say, if I'm pronouncing it right, it's modus operandi, right? The motive of operation. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 12. This is at verse 11. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Okay? So, in other words, even though he pretends to be your friend, pretends to go along with you or try to befriend you or, this and that and the other, but he's going to be unto you as though you wiped the looking glass, okay? And you will discover that rust, that corruption has not been altogether wiped away. That rust is still there. And the thing about rust, something that is rusty, there's no cure for that, okay? When something rusts over, it's completely destroyed. That there's no coming back from that, okay? So concerning this man, his rust, his corruption, that wickedness, him being the wicked, that has not gone away, and you can't cure that. There's no cure for wickedness, okay? So verse 12, it says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. See, and that's why the men of the Lord are out, and we're telling you what this man does. We're revealing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that this man, he seeks for your life, okay? But, our people, they don't want to listen. They still think that this man can still be turned, for lack of a better term, or he can be rehabilitated, in which he can't, because the Lord has appointed him to be the wicked. Okay, if the Lord appoints you to something, you can't run away from that. All right, and that's why it's best to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, verse 13, it says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh a wild beast? All right, so and that's why our people that trust this man, they're getting bit by the serpent, and they've been bitten time and time again by this serpent, okay? And after so long, you would think that, after being bitten so many times, that you would just stay away. But no, our people, they're not going to stay away, okay? But there's a saying in the world, and that saying is, once bitten, twice shy. Okay, so once you've been bitten once, the second time you would stay away. But our people, being such a compassionate people, that's their downfall in a way, because they think that Esau can somehow, some way, be rehabilitated, in which he can't, like I said before. Okay. Verse 15 says, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. Saying those sweet words, but at the same time, that's just deceit. Okay, and you see that today. Even though Esau says that that he's doing this for the betterment of the people, and and most of the time when he's speaking about our people, okay? Because we're the main targets. The reason why we're the main targets is because the promises and the blessings has been appointed unto us through Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. And he knows that our people are slated for this blessing, and that we are promised the kingdom, and he has no part in it. So that's why now he's trying to destroy our people so that he can gain the blessing. Okay? And that's the same hatred that has been in the heart of Esau ever since we received that blessing from our forefather Isaac. That same brotherly hatred is still there to this very day, and it's never gone away, and it's not gonna go away. Okay? No matter how much our people try to, wish and hope that he can somehow be changed, but that hatred is still there. Okay? Reading on, it says, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, right? And that's why he's known as the adversary, because the Lord's using him to bring about this calamity, this adversity, because he is known as his sword. All right, and that's why he's been given the blessing of the sword to use it, to handle it. Okay. So wherever adversity befalls Jake, he's right there. It's like, it's like you. But reading on, it says, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. See, so at the end of the day, he will rejoice at our downfall. Okay, he loves to see our people in a low condition. That's why it's a term in the world called gentrification. And Esau's good at doing that. Again, he loves to see our people in a low state. So that's why he does that. Okay. But grab a couple of more precepts. All right, it's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1. At verse 29, it says, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector a tribute to the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Right, and this is the Caesar, or the ruler during that time when the Greeks were coming into power, in which the Greeks were the Edomites, and they sent chief collector a tribute unto Judah. Okay, now and he came with a great multitude, or he came with an army. So verse 30, it said, and spake peaceable words unto them, right, speaking sweetly with his words, but all was deceit. For when they had given them credence, right, when they basically gave him leeway, for lack of a better term, guess what he did? He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. Okay. So when our people basically gave him credence or leeway, and believed the words of this Edomite, and this Edomite that came in with an army. He fell suddenly upon the city. He destroyed much people of Israel. And see, and that's how this man operates. Okay. It says here that and when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took their captive and possessed the cattle. Okay. And I want to grab one last precept. I'm going to close out on this. It says, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3. It says, they are taking crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Okay. Now, this is, and us that's here in Great Millstone has been called conspiracy nuts, conspiracy theorists, in which Psalms 83 is basically telling you that there is a conspiracy against our people. Okay, you can't run away from the scripture. All right, it tells you that this council has consulted against us. Okay, and conspire and to come against our people, to cut us off from being a nation, and they've done that. Okay, how do they do that? Well, look at where we are. Look at the state of our people. Our people no longer know what heritage or culture they belong to. But now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, this miraculous intervention by the Lord, now we know where we're from. We know our culture. We know our heritage now. Okay? We're becoming a nation once more. Okay? It says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together, verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So these are these nations, which if you read verse 6, it starts with who? Edom, Esau, the Edomites. Okay? And right next to the Edomites is the Ishmaelites. Okay? And then you have Moab, which is so-called Chinese, which they're known today. And the Hagarenes, and the Hagarenes are the Hamites. All right? So you have these different nations that are conspired against us to bring us down to a low state and to destroy our people. And you see that to this very day. These other nations in which, again, Esau's at the top of that list, and he's the main driver of this conspiracy. These other nations have taken advantage of our people as well. You see that in your day-to-day life. Okay? Because wherever you go, these other nations, they know who we are. But they're also in on this as well, to destroy us, because they know the history. Okay? They know that we have a power that have fought for us in times past, and now that our people are no longer able to keep all the words of this book, now they have an advantage. Okay? And they have played on that advantage. But now men are rising up pursuant to Revelations the 11th chapter, and now we're standing upon our feet, and now the fear is starting to fall upon them because they see that the Lord is rising up once again, and he has raised up his men once again. Okay, but that's it on this video, in this lesson. Again, like the title says, know your enemy. Okay, and with knowing your enemy, that's a huge advantage on the battlefield in wartime. Okay, because we're in the middle of a war right now. Okay, and our people don't understand that this is warfare. Okay, this warfare. This is a life and death situation. And if you don't know, if you have our people that are in the state of being ignorant and refusing to know about their enemy, or to even accept the fact that they have enemies, then they are right for the taking. Okay, and that's why only the elect of the nation of Israel are going to be preserved in this time. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day. And also, shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the whole elect that's still laboring this work and continuing to labor to show forth your diligence to make a calling, election sure, in faith, in truth and sincerity, and all charity. And with that, let's say shalom.